Let's look now at these last two items, recovery drive and backup plan. These are the last two items that you should do after installation. Well, they may not be the last two items, but the last two in this list. One is to create a recovery drive. If your Windows 10 system crashes and you cannot boot it, you need something to boot to fix it. And so you need a recovery drive. It's in the control panel, and you can see it's kind of a long path to get there. So the way I usually do it, I could just follow that path, but I'll just type control panel, and then when the control panel pops up, I'll type recovery like that, and when I click this button, I should go right to it, create a recovery drive like that, and I can create, I have to have my DVD medium, but then I can create my recovery drive. You could also just go directly to it this way. So I'll just copy that and I'll paste that in here, and sure enough, there's the recovery drive application. Same exact application. The other thing you should have is a backup plan. Now, if you're on a laptop, this can be difficult. If you don't have an external device, an external storage device that you can create a backup to, then you either have to plug one in every time you want to back up, or have, say, a some sort of storage on your network that you can send it to every time you have your laptop at home, for example. The first thing I would do in my backup plan is to recommend a system image once every 6 months or so. Now this is going to be in the control panel, and it'll be under System and Security under Backup and Restore Windows 7. And here you can see I can create a system image. A system image is an image that I can keep and then restore my computer to at any given time. I don't care how badly it's crashed, you can restore it to the exact image as you created it. That is to say, Windows, activation, applications, data, and everything. So I highly recommend that about once every 6 months. And then I recommend setting up a backup plan, either here in the control panel or under the file history system in the settings app. Either one or both, you can set up a backup plan and then back that thing up at some interval that you set in your backup plan. If you just save C users username folder often, then you certainly are saving your documents, unless you put documents somewhere else on your system. So that can be one way that you can accomplish it. But certainly if you have a desktop, and then on that desktop you plug in an additional external drive, then you can always back up to that drive. Or you can put an extra internal drive inside the box and have it back up to that on some regular basis. We'll talk about backups quite a bit later on. But that concludes the post-installation items, and I'll bet you're glad to be done with this long series, but there are quite a few of them that should be taken care of.